Heavily tagged, 220 now and climbing. Massive work out of LAG. Sky's on the flank as well. It is non-stop action all over the place. 3 now dead for your boys in purple.
Yeah, just like that, the 4 minutes. And white too, even off spawn, you are just getting annihilated. You don't have a moment to breathe in this game. Nice little 4 times multi-kill for Skies. Maybe you can think about a cruise. That might come in handy for the late portion of this game. But everyone right now vying for power positions. Hydra again going on the deep flank for top 3. But in the meantime, a few of his teammates are falling. Kismet, how big is that cheek? A little bit too big. Assault cleans you up. And LAG, well, not able to get that time. Just trying to keep New York out.
Finally, we see the crews from Hydra soften these players up in mid-map. No cover there. Will there be a trophy? It does. Defeats the missile. Now over to the hard point once again. Subliners are in, but the high ground is still dominated by members of LAG. Trophies now in the point. Skies and Kismet to find the kills, to find the time. They will be able to take the lead back if they maintain it here. Skies loses the battle on the top side of the map. Open hard point once again. Chance. 20 seconds to go.
And how do you read these spawns? Like, they're spawning on both sides of the map, but the subliners dealing with the chaos. DC, the last one near the point. You got Hydra there for the cleanup kill. You can't win here. 10 seconds. We are going to have an effectively tied up game going towards P2. One team will win it here. It is LAG. They had a 0% hold rate against Toronto. They need this hold here for the game.
Teacher's pets, you can certainly say the homework has been done. Over to the garage once more. LAG are in. Final few seconds. Got to get going. Subliners through the window. Sky send it. Just the contest at the very least. It's not going to happen. This has got game 5 written all over it. Through the window. You name it. They're all done. What a series this is. And look at the LAG players. They're absolutely turned.
Going mental in those player cams, and they have literally dealt with it all. They got to deal with Skies getting red carded in P1 on Karachi for a 2-point L. They got a round 11 1v1 loss as well. Devastating fashion. They fight back. They battle on control. They deal with the 5 cruise missiles that get called in. They deal with the Hydra potential masterclass performance there on sub base. But just like Skies, they slowed down Hydra as well. Not an easy feat, but by God, like nobody predicted, we're going to a game 5.
Game 5. Who'd have called it? Not me. Look how close this series has been. Subbase the only outlier there, but Karachi search and destroy to decide it between the New York Subliners and the Los Angeles Guerrillas. In this coast-to-coast throwdown, we have seen it all. I can't believe this, but Chance, I mean, what a night of sleep and a bit of VOD review can do for a team. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. We're going to a quick break. We come back, boys and girls. Game 5. What a series this has been. You do not want to miss the exciting conclusion of this one. And if you do, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. We'll see you in a minute.
Sure, yeah.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL. Start the season strong with the Call of Duty League Pack. Grab yourself the CDL Operator, Weapon Blueprint, and so much more. Check out the Call of Duty store in-game now.
Well, we go, ladies and gentlemen. Game 5 between the Los Angeles Guerrillas and the New York Subliners. MW3. Absolute treat. 2 game 5s on the day. Last one was a banger. It was an invasion search and destroy with the North, was it the Carolina Royal Ravens? God, I'm absolutely faded up against the Vegas.
Great
Legion.
state, by the way. North Carolina, top 5 state.
Here we go, though, into this one. Diamond Con, what a series he's had. My boy, absolutely brilliant work. Welcome back to the league, son. And over to Karachi we go, Johnson. I mean, I just don't know where to start with this one. Anything could happen. We've seen it all. It's far from over. Game 5, here we go.
I mean, you know, there's people joking on the timeline that LAG are up like 4-0 in this series, and I
catch
completely
Matt
understand the
Pryor.
sentiment. I would say, like, LAG, like, no matter what happens in this final map, you have to walk away from this series happy. Like, I know New York Southerners got a bit of a late start. They are certainly far from their final form, but for, you know, people already saying to blow this roster up, LAG have just come in and been absolute monsters so far in this series. But a brand new look on Karachi. Diamond Khan has been the standout player on this team, and him and Fame working together already have that first blood.
Big fan. That's the second there from Diamond Con. So heavy advantage right now for the boys of the LAG. Sib and Skies, the 2 S's remaining there for the Subliners. We'll see if they can find anything here. Sib with that high ground has a brilliant view down that street. The way everyone's shooting, I would not want to face either Diamond Con or Assault in a situation like this.
Yeah, they're trying to get Skies up to make a play. Skies is doing his best to work up the map with the coverage, but not going to be easy. And Fame, better gun for the job, shuts one down. And oh my God, I got Skies dancing in between. This would be a 1 versus 4. He has gotten out. Unfortunately, does not have that bomb. It's going to be down in a very precarious situation.
And he pulls 2 of them out, though. 30 seconds to go. Fame just on the other side of that. Tiny little broken apartment. Bomb recovery. Does he check it? No, he does not. Fame secures the round. LAG up by 1.
Yeah, just such a difficult situation there for Skies. Maybe check the corner, but with a, you know, time ticking down, you got the noise clicking in the background. Not a whole lot you can do. And the face is a little bit more serious now on the Subliners. They've been bouncing back and forth, but LAG remain unchanged. Those boys don't blink.
Don't blink, don't miss. Then don't lose. Nades up. See if that lands. It does indeed. Good connect. Trophy's going to be in position now as well. Hydra's got himself that top AC position again. Fantastic view. That broken building, but nothing. Wow. Fame's got mid-map now wide open, able to make a bit of a move. Civ trying to answer back. Damage down. Wow. Salt's picked him out of Sky.
Oh, dear.
My God, it's all down to Skies. Again. Can he do it this time?
They're just running him over, man. Literally just sprinting at him, getting these kills. Sky's now again a clutch spot. This is a player that can absolutely pull something off, but has such a long way to go.
No lethals, no tacticals. But 1v2. Dramatic change of position, checking every possible avenue. Check that close right. Lovely gun skill, not enough.
Man,
LAG,
he was going off there for
2-0.
This has just been destructive. These first 2 rounds out of control. I mean, we've only seen LAG on Search and Destroy on High Rise, but they have basically different looks every single round, different default setups, new game plans being brought to the table. So this is a creative team that has certainly done their homework. We have yet to really fully scope out how dangerous they are in Search and Destroy, but certainly looking like something fierce early on Karachi. It looks like that bomb for the Subliners. They don't want to go to B this time. Straight over towards A. It's going to be a 3-man hit.
Yeah, it's all on Estriel to basically deal with all these players. He's just chilling out on the bottom side of the restaurant here. There's one. And here comes the comms. He's going to pass the information over the bomb. Want to get planted.
Oh, no.
Oh, nearly. The timing could have been sensational. Either way, information passed over. Skies over the 2-piece. You'd love to see that for the Subliners.
And these comms are a little bit mixy as well. A couple players able to get out. Yep, Sky's just dancing with the devil, but gets away with his life. Has already made the play on the round. And Assault might have all the information, but you just don't have enough men to try to make something happen. Him and Diamond want to go crazy, but the trade's rolling through. And just not enough time on the clock. So there you go. Nice little bully strap for the subliners out towards A. Isolate a single player and make sure you execute after the fact. Subliners able to get one on the board.
I do believe that was an ace for Skies as well. These are the first kills he got. Beautiful work there on Estral. Immediate turn and burn. Fame didn't stand a chance. Great work. Caesar Skies bueno.
Yeah, he's done a really good job of being like an aggressive playmaker as well. Even when the rounds like weren't working for them, we saw in Karachi like Sid watching over him going in for the kills. So
he's got 8 kills.
This guy's 8 and 2. Yeah,
he's
good
got 8
lord.
and 2. There's 3 donuts for his team. Subliners.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
It's insane. Lovely nade. That's done. Oh, it does connect as well. So a lot of information passed over. Comms be popping. Sid picks them up. Hydra there, and oh baby, the New York Subliners. They are back with a vengeance.
Yeah, back in your spawn as well. This is the aggression they love to play with. Assault, I mean, certainly looks like he knows where he's at in that deep corner, but 2 versus 4, they're going to be working with.
He's hacking.
He does check it. Should be the freebie. There you go.
There you go. Man advantage New York Subliners. For how long? Actually, for a long time. That's a lot of shots. Kismet should have this. Oh, wow. Wait, Diamondcon's going to get away. Still a 3v2. Bit of a shuffle now from the lineup with the subliners in the middle of the map. This could get awkward. Assault. Yeah, real awkward. Oh, Assault somehow stays alive. 2v2.
And you shut down Skies. You are feeling fantastic about that. The A-bomb site more or less open, but you imagine Sim and Kismet going to be a little bit quick to try to get that approach going.
Oh my God.
Window opens, though. That's horrible timing. And Assault in the perfect spot does get traded for the 1v1.
And Diamondcon gets the bomb down at A. Kismet has gone the wrong way. Assault, a lucky round, a skillful round, a bit of magic, and he's given Diamondcon the chance to clutch. And Diamondcon, oh my God, they're going to run into each other! The pistols! They had no idea that kind of fight was on its way, and Kismet somehow comes out on top. What a unbelievable turn of events.
Oh, man.
Subliners tied up 2-2.
My God, stone cold bulldog in this moment. I mean, that is the moment where you just need him to make the play, because LAG, I mean, they are just moving around the map.
Come
A 2v4
on.
potential clutch could have been devastating, but there's the look from his perspective. 2 clean bursts and the headshot to boot.
Oh my
Just
God.
a little bit faster.
That it was a fraction of a second faster, and Kismet gets the kill. You do so much good work from Assault. LAG unable to capitalize. Bulldog gets it. Centering pays off. 2-2.
Oh, and look at this as well. It's going to be 3 men over towards A. Maybe just chucking a bunch of nades to make some noise, maybe for the bait, because the bomb's over towards B. And LAG, it looks like 2 players instantly respond to make moves over towards A. And maybe just sort of dancing around in fountain, so maybe a partial bait. It looks like a sort of 50-50 spread across the map. New York Subliners trying to catch a player off guard.
Again, you're hoping to find nobody in any of these dark corners. You don't want to make a move. You're going to let the clock run down, especially for LAG. Defensive team right now. If a clock strikes 0, they win the round. Kismet making a little bit of noise. Fame's going to have this kill easily. Skies, though, might be able to help out. This is great patience, especially with the first blood there from Diamondcon. Oh, Skies. Here comes the hit. Fame can't stay alive for long. Beautiful work from the subliners to make it a 3v3.
Hydra good spot as well. I was going to say, might be able to try to make a play on the flank, but he's going to be a thorn in their side. Get the information on him. He's annoying until you know where he is, and Hydra sort of opens up the map just a little bit to get that bomb planted. And with Skies in a position like this and a kill like that, massive advantage now in this round.
Hydra on the flank. Magnificent holds from the subliners. Completely dominate the south side of Karachi, and now 30 seconds remain. Assault in a nearly impossible situation. The beamer ain't going to help you there. The subliners take the lead.
Yeah, and that's the sort of clean round that they're looking for, right? Like that coordination. I can't remember who jumped over the wall, but with Skies over top, as soon as you get that intel and tags up on Fame, 0 time wasted, hop the wall, make the play, get the bomb down, and Hydra also perfectly timing when he gets active over on the other side of the map as well. So efficient work by the subliners. A couple rounds in a row going their way, and of course, everybody getting off the donut to this point, minus Estriel.
Double nade. Slightly off on the timing, but they should still land. Hey!
No, got it. Yeah, perfect.
Magnificent Fame eliminated. It was Kismet who hopped the wall last time, so he's having a fantastic run so far. 5 spree, Hydra, unbelievable kill onto Assault. The immediate smoke leaves everyone there on LAG guessing. Kismet now backs up. 1 minute to go. Huge advantage, Subliners.
I mean, close range gunfight, I guess, for the Rival 9 in that moment, but I feel like that's maybe only a few players in the world win that gunfight, because Adam Assault had it pre-aimed, but 2 versus 4, Hydra just in prime position to get either kill, but you got that one win for Estriel on the board. Looking for a 2 versus 4, but unfortunately, I think Sib might just close that door.
Yeah, it's a perfect trap set, that tiny little square, the chicken coop area, the little marketplace here on Karachi. DiamondCon now fighting for his life. 3v1 spot to be in. Very, very difficult. Back-to-back rounds.
Can't
The
do
New
it.
York Subliners. The trap was set. They had full map control.
That shit's
But
insane.
what a win from Hydra. What a win that was.
And, you know, it's not that LAG necessarily did anything wrong. I think what they had most success on high rise, it's when they were catching Hydra and shutting them down. I mean, Hydra, I think, had
Put my ass
3
up
first
there.
deaths on that
Bitty
map.
dang.
Hydra's right back to being confident, flying straight at you. And if he's winning gunfights like that, understandable why. And, of course, Kismet
Or
in the mix
actually,
as
no.
well. A kill off of
I don't know
Cruz.
where I want to put my camera.
very handy dandy.
Thing.
Oh, and here he's going to get it.
Yeah, oh, he's getting it. My God. Ruthless. And faultless confidence right now. Hydra finds himself his second of the round, and what a kill it was. That is disgraceful. Fame now 1v4, and this is looking rather dire for LAG. Same spot he was in the previous rounds. Kismet as a present for him, and perfectly dodged, but good luck, Fame. This is not gonna look good, especially with a submachine gun. New York Subliners match point.
And, you know,
Shit.
mixing this early on, LAG gets a couple
It's game
rounds on
5, y'all,
board,
game
and then all of a
5.
sudden the bully happens. Like, Kismet
starting
wins
a
that
little
1
late.
versus 1 against
Watch
DiamondCon.
parties.
Momentum
But-
clearly shifted. These have been dominant rounds where Subliners
Actually
seemingly
had
can
time to
do
do it,
nothing
so
wrong.
we're gonna do
Kills
it.
just falling into their laps. LAG, their work absolutely cut out for them. They got a long way to go.
Yep. The download is complete. The Subliners have analyzed the attack patterns, and it's curtain so far. LAG, what can you do? Try to turn it all around. They're holed up on the inside, trying to dodge this cruise. They managed to
And
set
look at the flank coming through, by the way. It's not the fact that they dodged the cruise. It's that you have 3 players now on the flank for the Subliners with all this pressure. Astriel feeling the forces, has to dodge the nade as well. Might connect, but it's actually Assault that finds the first one. And then nade never connects on Estriel as well, so use the cruise missile. And it's actually LAG that get that first blood.
under the cover of smoke now, flying forward. Lovely damage from Kismet, not enough to get the kill. That bomb should get planted. Assault taken from his perch. The bomb has been removed from play. It has not been planted either. Big advantage right now for the Subliners. 3v3.
Oh, and he gets away, and now it's a 2 versus 3 because Hydra gets the kill. LAG breaking down in the round. They couldn't get the bomb down. DiamondCon wins 1. Kismet falls as well. 1 versus 2 for Sib.
Sib, can he win the map right here and now? Trying to make it a 1v1. 15 seconds, got to get the plant as well. DiamondCon, here we go. Assault's not going to check this. Sib, 1v1. DiamondCon scrambles for his life. The Iceman's protege in a 1v1 against DiamondCon. Checking every possible corner. It's the close left. 30 seconds, the slow tick.
Oh
it's the
my
closest corner,
God.
and it's DiamondCon wins it. They stay alive. My God, what a surge.
Dude, and that's a 2v3. What an icy play by DiamondCon, by the way. Gets spotted running back into Coop. And Coop is an area where you can disappear. So many
insane.
corners, little nooks and crannies, places you can hide behind. And Sid goes
I'm
to clear
surprised he
everything
didn't
out.
check
DiamondCon
that.
just decides, you know what? He's going to somehow get back there, repositions on the other side. That is a perfect
Yo,
play
what's
call.
up, Grim? Welcome in, buddy.
Very difficult to read.
Still
for LAG, such a
to
long way to
answer
go.
your
New York had been
probably,
in class on the
question,
offense. Maybe
I
a smoke
can't-
track coming
here, let me
through, or
turn
maybe
this
everyone bullying out
down
top.
real quick. To answer any questions, I can't stream this on Twitch and show gameplay. I can only do that on YouTube because Call of Duty, the CDL went to YouTube. So your shit will get fucking shut down. You won't be able to stream it anyway on Twitch. So that's why I'm on YouTube only tonight.
Again, Sky's willing to be aggressive.
He's so close now to DiamondCon. He's never going to read this. Oh, the damage has been dealt. Dips on out. Here comes the hit. Red dots all over the minimap. Chase them at your own peril. You're still trying to control the B-bomb site, but the bomb is long gone now. On the way towards A. Assault. Takes care of Kismet. Man advantage LAG.
Come on,
Skies has to make noise too. Has to make a little bit of noise. Maybe get spotted just so these players don't fast rotate. And I think Assault spots them, so it's going to be number 8 a little bit slow on the wrap.
Oh, the timing. Skies has been spotted. Man. Gunned down. Oh dear. So 1v3 from Sib. Unfortunate turn.
I was watching Scump's watch party yesterday or the day before.
He was one of those players you gotta look out for. They haven't gotten the information just
he
yet.
was only showing the mini map.
Needs to find a freebie,
like this is all he was showing.
He might be able to do it.
And I was like, what the fuck?
Well played, LAG,
and then I looked it up, and yeah, he can't stream it on Twitch. And if anybody is streaming it on Twitch, they just cut your stream. So fucking Call of Duty for you.
I mean, that would have been a hell of a play.
I probably could get away with it, but I'm not trying to dip my toes into something I know I'm not supposed to do.
Rotation over towards A, but first blood on point. I mean, Fane delivers on Hydra. Couple trades coming through after the fact. LAG.
If I'm not mistaken, these guys, I don't know if this is a whole new team from last year, but I'm pretty sure, didn't they? I thought they won champs. Maybe it was a couple years ago, though.
Day 3. I'm not sure my heart or my voice can take a season of this. What am I saying?
They're going through mid. They got naded out so hard last time, and now they're just tripling up, going straight through mid. I guess nothing too insane is going to come off the back of it, but Estriel does get a little bit of intel. No time wasted. He is flying through Fountain.
Oh, he's clearing up. Just making sure everything's clean. You can get the reinforcements now through Fountain side. Diamond Con on the other side of Coop. He's got the bomb. He's waiting for the call. He's waiting for the go button to get himself out there. I'm not sure if they've got a smoke to clear that on the approach, but we'll find out in a minute. Oh, an opening pick would have been nice. Sending Estriel now.
This is for Estriel.
He's going for it. The door shut. Patience. Oh my god, the damage! Sib, what a wow!
Would have been 2020.
That's a nail in the coffin kind of first blood, too. That was a perfect play from LAG. Just could not catch him. Oh my god!
He's unkillable in this round. Destiny now. It's the wind in his sails. Kismet, eyes on. 25 seconds. Diamond Con gets it. Trying to pull it back slowly. Can Sib find another one?
Sib's called game.
On for the ace. What a round from
New York
the New York
Subliners won last
year. What a win from Sib.
And they just won that game. So they get to go fucking chill out until next weekend.
A stinger for the Los Angeles Gorillas and for the New York Subliners. A lot of sweat on those brows. Woo! Day 3.
Woo. I mean, that's just... what a ridiculous series in terms of events. Diamond Con 2200 damage. The first bloods, I mean, I guess spread even across the board. Sib just called game. Like, it was on the control where, like, Skies was popping off, putting in the work. He also had 12 kills in the final map as well. So Skies, absolute monster in the series, likely the MVP. That being said, though, like, LAG shut that one down. Hydra starts popping off on the sub base. LAG shut that one down. But towards the end, Sib completely dead to rights. 1 HP, but Estriel just a little bit too hesitant.
This guy's doing 12 and 5.
Very difficult gunfight against Sib, and Sib obviously fries after the fact. I don't know why or how he's checking the nerd spot in that sort of moment, but yeah, Sib truly, again, calls game, shuts it down, and for Subliners, that is for 10 CDL points.
My God. Give him a medal for that one. Give him a medal. I'm not even kidding. That was insane.
CDL points
what a win, though. That 1v1 gunfight from Sib and Estriel, I mean, that is a tough one to lose, but that's what it's like at this level. Oh my God, what a series. Desk, we enjoyed ourselves. I don't know how you guys feel after that
banger. It's amazing.
That was amazing.
Keep it coming, everybody, right? We're having a great time here in the studio, and I want to give a big shout out to LAG. Everyone had you at the bottom of the coaches poll. They looked pretty close there to the Subliners. Allie, what did you see from the team today?
I think they looked amazing today. I think we saw a lot more of what Estriel's potential looks like, as well as a lot more in the respawn.
We got LA Thieves and Atlanta FaZe starting next here in a few minutes. And then after that, main event is Minnesota Rockers versus Optic Texas. And hopefully they fucking start and get done before 9:30. Because if not, I'm going to be pissed.
win the 1v1. There's just these plays that these guys make. They're just on another level. But that being said, they are not going to feel that great about this series, Chris. Like, the first couple maps, they could have easily lost it, just clutching up in the final moments for them. They probably want to have an easier road, especially up against a team like LAG that just formed. But either way, I mean, this has definitely been the best series of the weekend.
I got to say, I'm just excited about this season in general. The quality of play we're seeing is already, hands down, better than what we saw last year. And LAG hanging in there with one of our best squads. This is a world champs going up against Joe Deceives. Oh, excuse me, you got Estriel, you got Diamond God, Fame, and Assault, some of the youngest guys here.
Yeah.
So I feel like you got to be proud if you're in the LAG camp. You got to celebrate this game 5.
100%. You have to be proud. And then also, like, this is a team that got better throughout this series, right? It almost felt like that first map being so close, them, like, giving it away. They're like, wait a second, we're better than these guys, right? We get to that game 3, Estriel goes crazy. I mean, those 2 respawns, game 3 and 4, he had 33 kills in each one. So that is what you picked him up for. That is what you're hoping that he can continue to do.
As good as they were, they lost because New York subliners did subliner-like things. Let's take a look here at the end of Hardpoint. It's your play of the game. 193 to 248. Your opponent needed just 2 points, Allie.
And this was the start of it all, right? They were almost down 100 points. LAG just needed 2 seconds to win. But unfortunately for them, New York subliners, every single player was on the same page here. Not only that, it was Skies, the last one here at P1 to stay alive, get a big opening kill, and then he actually makes the decision to leave the hard point once it reaches those final 2 seconds and rotate over to New. As well as that is Sib on your minimap right now. Heads up play, 6 seconds left on the clock. He says, I need to rotate and be here early for my teammates, and they get the job done.
And of course, Skies staying alive keeps backstabbing your purple squad. I don't know how LAG bounced back from this because this is one of the most ridiculous comebacks we've seen in a hardpoint.
Yeah, you know, just honestly like a critical mistake. In that situation, they're getting that deep P3 spawn, right? And you're sitting there like, do we really want to give them all this time? I guess we kind of have to, but they don't decide to full rotate and get control of that P2, end up losing it. And then, like you said, they have to bounce back, Chris. It goes 5-5.
Can I get a tight on me here in a moment? Because I just want to do what Skies did during that game. These guys, legend. I hope we talk to that guy in just a moment. But first, let's remind you what we got going on today. A full day of action, and you can join in by hosting your own watch party. Allie, how do you get involved in this mess?
Well, now is your chance to join. You sign up, and you can be hosting your very own official watch party starting next weekend, all the way through Major 1. Scan the QR code on the screen now to learn more.
Get your monster ready, grab some Doritos, and get ready to party with your friends, because we've got so much Call of Duty League coming your way. And of course, reminder, pick up your Warrior Pack if you haven't already. Support the Call of Duty Endowment with this year's Warrior Pack. All the proceeds go towards helping people find jobs that were formerly in the military. Awesome stuff so far on the day, Nameless. When we come back, what are we doing?
We're going to have another match. It's going to be a banger, Thieves versus FaZe.
Atlanta versus LA. Don't go anywhere. This is the CDL.
Hey, you guys heard him. Don't go anywhere, motherfuckers.
There's a lot of great rookies, but I think my AR duo, Evan Purge, got it on lock.
I think it's going to be Eric Boom.
We'll give it to Lins.
He's considered rookie. I'm going to say my boy Eric. Come on. I'm gonna help him out for sure. Hopefully me, man. I'm gonna work hard to get some dubs.
Ideally, Gwyn or Real. We'll see which one. I can't pick between both of them. So,
Me, of course.
The process of transferring over into civilian life is a real challenge. The fact that the endowment's sole mission is to assist with that process, I think, is pretty admirable. My hope in this partnership with the Call of Duty Endowment is that I can help other veterans come home and find new jobs, new purpose, new missions, still serving others.
So much history in one place.
It's time to make our mark.
I fucking love it, dude. Let's go.
Dan, wake up. Dan, wake up, Dan. Get your goofy ass up.
We're about to play.
I have a plan.
Crazy with the rage, dangerous and rage. Go for one, go for two, go for three. I ain't wanna take light, look into my eyes. I'm a killer inside, coming for the prize. Do you really want these problems? I put you in that coffin, but I'm never Johnson. You put this in and stop it. Hungry for the beef, leave you obsolete. See my lines deep, see me in the streets if you want the heat. Yeah.
Guess what? It's coming up on 7 o'clock here on the East Coast, and we are halfway through the final day of opening week, and it's time for our third battle. In this one, well, it's a bloodbath. We got all red here between LA Thieves and Atlanta FaZe. Let's start with you, Alley Cat. Who has the edge coming into this battle?
You have to say Atlanta FaZe, right?
Alley
They've already
Cat.
started off 1-0 right now, and their search and destroy just looks insane. Not to mention, Simp has already made a statement
FaZe.
as possibly being one of the best
We're going
players in the game
with
at the beginning
LA
of this
Thieves,
season.
my guy.
But they did go to a Game 5 against the Boston Breach. Not a knock on
If
Boston,
Optic
but
can't
a
do
little
it,
unheard of for
LA
the Atlanta
Thieves
FaZe.
better.
So there
You know
is
what I'm
still some
saying? Like,
opportunity here for LA.
Now you'll
Yeah,
notice
Optic,
that guy was wearing
number one,
an LA
number two,
Thieves jersey last time we had a
FaZe,
media
number three,
day.
nobody.
Draza now moving over to the FaZe camp. How do you think he's going to perform tonight?
I mean, I know he wants to get that revenge. You know, Draza, this is a guy who can pop off at any moment, but he was sitting feet kicked back last series. It was the tiny terrors going off, but now we're going to have some bigger maps, some invasions, some Karachis where Draza can definitely pop off.
All right, let's take a look here at our Monster Energy pregame. Atlanta FaZe change-up invasion defense. You were 0-2 round count against Boston, allowing that series to go longer than it should have, and be decisive with the bomb. 4-1 in rounds when you get that bomb planted, Allie.
Yeah. Again, when we look at the Los Angeles Thieves, though, on the flip side of things, for them, this is more of a prove-it ground, because you say, you know, Draza might be on a revenge game, but it's almost like he upgraded moving towards the Atlanta FaZe roster, where LA Thieves kind of had to scramble as they lost a lot of their players. So I think, if anything, for the LA Thieves camp, this is kind of them proving themselves worthy to be on this roster.
LA Thieves, what did you learn from their first matchup? What do you want to see?
I mean, it was a well-balanced effort. I more so learned about Seattle in that series. For LA Thieves, though, the hard points were extremely close. I also learned Cammy's here to play again. Once again, he popped off 5K damage in that control. Seems to be the game mode that they were most comfortable on day one. But like we said, that's just a first impression. We just saw what LAG was able to do against New York, having had an actual match experience. I think LA Thieves can bounce back pretty hard. Nobody's untouchable at this point.
I like that call.
Yeah, I completely agree. And of course, the Monster Energy pregame for the Los Angeles Thieves is finding early opening fights in Search and Destroy. They lost on Turnable Search and Destroy Seattle Surge 2-6 in their first match of the season, and Afro was 0-4 in opening duels. So maybe slow down the engagements a little bit for the fast SMG.
Slow it down. Get the kills and then move forward. Let's take a look here at our maps and modes. Where do you have to deal with the BZ and Simp today, LA Thieves? Karachi, Invasion. Let's start with those first three for hardpoint search and control.
Yeah,
LA Thieves, if you're going to have an edge, where do you take it?
Invasion control for sure. We saw them have success in that the first time around, and we also saw FaZe lose that map. So that's going to be an interesting one. And then you look at that map number 1. We know how punishing it can be. You get a couple kills, a clean wipe, you're spawning in absolute Narnia. So for the LA Thieves, we know Ghosty, great IGL, likes to rotate, likes to set up. He's very meticulous. I could see them having success on a map like that.
Ali, it's time to make it official. I'm going to go first here, and I am going with Atlanta. You got Simp doing Simp things. How are you going to stop that? What about you?
You know what? That's a really fair take. I think this will be a really good series. We might be looking at another Game 5, but I am going with the Atlanta FaZe.
Nameless, you have almost tied us up. We both win Atlanta FaZe. You're 2 for 2 on the day. Where are we going tonight to close?
I'm going with Atlanta FaZe. I mean, I picked against them last time, and that's why I'm in this rut in the first place. I got to pick Atlanta.
There you go. You got to fix it. Well, he just did. It's time to find out, though. Can LA Thieves play spoiler and ruin all of our predictions? Let's find out as we set it over. We got Study, and I hold shift.
Cheers, friends. Thanks so much. Yeah, hey, Stud, I think this is obviously one of those things that the desk focused a lot on the search, a lot on the control. But, I mean, for LAT, where are you looking at in this particular matchup in this series of how they could possibly sneak out a win and go against all those predictions we just heard?
I think map number 1 is everything for me when it comes to LAT because they did play Karachi in their last matchup versus Seattle. And they went down to the wire. It just came down to them finding breaks and then not leading to successful holds. Eventually, they were broken in the first 10 seconds. That cannot happen, especially versus a team like Atlanta FaZe, who will be able to capitalize on it. But they lost a very close game. For this such a young team, going up against this powerhouse roster, now adding Draza to the lineup, you have to come out with some early momentum. And I think if they can take this map number 1, then we're truly going to have a series on our hand.
I like the call. It is one of those things, too, like I've already heard from everybody in the community and especially the desk. I mean, this Atlanta team has always been a kill-hungry squad. It just comes down to, can they turn some of those high team KDs into good objective wins? Yeah. That's going to be the big question that we'll kind of ask throughout this series, but let's get it on. It's Atlanta FaZe and LA Thieves with the Monster Energy matchup, and Ghosty's got us for first blood as Thieves are actually kind of overwhelming this left side of the minimap, and it's working out beautifully for them to now collect some time on the hard point.
Yeah, they have full mid-map control. They have top AC. They're finding all the kills, and now this is leading to some good time over at P1. With only 30 seconds remaining, you see Atlanta FaZe. They're trying to be a step ahead. Abizi trying to hit a route through Chicken Coop, trying to work his way to a different angle to try to take him off of this P1 time while his teammates are trying to flip those spawns. But LA keeping the kills scattered are going to be able to walk away with 30 seconds off of this P1 HP. But off the rotation, it's going to be Atlanta FaZe fully set up in towards this Cafe Hill.
Big ask here for the Thieves in terms of getting the early break. Atlanta mostly just bunkered down inside the hard point at the moment. The only one really kind of floating outside the hills of Beezy and Hotel at the moment, but he gets dropped. So now you've got numbers here for Thieves. What happens to the spawn for FaZe? Yeah, it's way out in Narnia. So here's an opportunity for Thieves just by way of proximity to get their way in, and it's Ghosty and Cammy combining for 2. But Simp is still alive, and if you learned anything from their first match, that may be enough. He's just flirting around the outside of the hard point, and okay, Simp starting off with fireworks again, and opening 3-piece for him in the second hill.
Oh, he just makes plays. He did it in his last series at a 1.24 overall, and he's continuing in here. He finds 3, but it doesn't really lead to a lot of time. LAT, they find that break, and with only 24 seconds left, now you're forcing Atlanta FaZe off that early rotation again. This young squad, they're coming out firing, and so far showing in the scoreboard, gonna be up by like 60 points. This time they have a little bit of an opportunity to hit a route, try to set up a pinch, because they have so much junk time off of this P2. Who's gonna decide to work their way up towards top AC? They're actually gonna send 2 players in that position to properly set up this pinch.
And this was the problematic spot for FaZe against Boston. Didn't find a second of time on P3, although to be told, they were never really in control of a setup. They just were not able to successfully break. So now that their shoes on the opposite foot, can they kind of do what Boston did to them and lock things down? Draws a great start, opening 2-piece, thwarts the initial Thieves hit. Ghosty trying to force something in, but that's a square peg meeting a round hole as Atlanta has a perfect hold for the first 30 seconds.
And that may be it. Like, LA might just decide to chalk this one up, because you apply that pressure a little bit more, lose a couple of gunfights, and then flip those spawns. That's not exactly what you want to do, but they're still applying pressure, and Atlanta's making them pay for great shots out of Draza and Simp to find 2 before Ghosty does take down Draj. But this is a great answer from Atlanta FaZe to get themselves right back into this game. It's basically almost going to be tied, but yeah, back and forth we go.
Yeah, heck of a game of tug of war so far through 3 hills. Fountain coming up next. Atlanta primed to hit from the front doors. And Sullivan will actually take down Afro to start things off before the hardpoint even gets activated. So now Joe's kind of by himself. Lots of damage, mostly by the look of it, to a trophy system through the window. Draza over the top of the heady, and how about Joey D able to find himself a clean one? Lots of damage onto others, and I mean, everyone's got to be one shot right now. He just did 1 million damage to all 3 players, and yeah, there's Ghosty cleaning things off relatively easily. Simp does get the pre-fire down to still keep his life and turn that into 3 straight. Cammy looking for the 1v1, forces it, and almost gets turned away. Abizi there to confirm the trade, and Atlanta will still hold on to time for now.
That's insane, because Atlanta are just bum rushing through that front door, just trading efficiently, and then when it came down to Simp having to stay alive for his teammates to get back into the play, he finds 3, it relieves some of that pressure and allows his team to execute the break and take the lead in this HP. But now it's all about this rotation. You already have Joe Deceives in towards back cafe. Alongside Cammy, trying to work through that back alley through Ticket. LA Thieves, they at least find that break as well in towards Fountain, but it's all about this rotation. Once again, a tie game. Who's going to start to pull away?
Dude, how does Sim stay alive right there? There's great damage being thrown his way by Afro. But still, he keeps his life, finds an extra kill, allows an opportunity for 50-50, which you know Abizi is going to want to take and get right up in your face with. So Atlanta, a couple of key moments here in the last 2 hard points. We'll see them in the superiority. Small lead for now, but still some good control. And Thieves a little bit disjointed at the moment. A split spawn situation kind of has them a bit astray from one another. Chance to still break. Stuns will eventually work their way through the trophy system, and it's a 3-for-2 exchange, allowing Thieves to get in.
Now with only 30 seconds left at P5, you have 2 players from LA who are actually going to spawn for free rotation over towards P1. Atlanta FaZe know that we're going back to P1. We didn't have a lot of success, so let's just put a lot of pressure in towards Ticket. Abizi's still here. Abizi's able to find 2. Final 14 goes back in favor of Atlanta. They take the lead once again. But if you see the setup from LA, they have top 3. They have top bridge. They also have Fountain. So they are fully ready for this push in towards P1.
And you had Draza still kind of lurking on the outside towards the backside at Coop. And Abizi, oh my goodness. Maybe lucky that extra side of the rubble was still there if you're LA Thieves, because he put a lot of damage into it. Otherwise, that was likely going to be another kill for Abizi. Tie game. Lead switched over to the Thieves. FaZe trying to set up their next attempt. Long-range shots from Celia will eventually collect on the Cammy, and now that opens up the door for the subs to likely try to hit. Abizi, Draza, getting themselves involved. 1-for-1 go the kills. 30 seconds still in the hard point, and Atlanta FaZe not fully committing to trying to break this, still kind of keeping their back to the second hard point, and that's going to allow Thieves to actually gain some pretty significant time here at the end of 1.
Yeah, and I thought that they were going to have an opportunity to break it once Abizi finds that kill on Joe Deceives towards bridge side, because now you're able to push up the mid alley. You're able to jump towards top ACs. But LAT, they were clutching up in those gunfights and were once again able to hold a great P1 for a good chunk of time to now put them up by 50. Now it's going to be all about this rotation over towards Cafe. Atlanta FaZe look like they have a little bit of breathing room. The spawn's all the way across the map from LA. So can Atlanta try to get back into this game?
Oh, and this setup is allowing Abizi just to do whatever he wants. He's gone rogue through the old time at 1, taking a couple of extra kills, which slows down this Thieves approach. I mean, there is just no setup for a break at all right now for LA. Selim up top will continue to make sure that stays the case, as he's now on 5 looking for the missile. Thieves, and they may have to chalk this. I'm not gonna lie. You're gonna get one look at trying to get through this hotel, and if it doesn't go all that well, you better be worried about this rotation back over to 3. And yeah, you got to give this up. Cammy's already backing over. He will have Ghosty spawning nearby, but they have to give up a whale of amount of time here just to keep themselves in this game.
Oh, and Selim with a big gunfight, though. He's able to earn that cruise missile. It's about to be a tie game. Atlanta FaZe actually about to take the lead. Let's step aside and go to elicit it with Atlanta FaZe.
Yeah, nothing right now. Don't say mid. I said big wave right here. Trying to wait for me. Yeah, you can back after him. See, I'm one shot there. One's in tools, inside tools. Native, bro. I shoot you. One shot. Hey, I'm looking red. I'm one shot. Stun mid. One's tools too. I'm kind of help you guys. Cut back tools out. Back door, MC. Back door, yeah. HP dead. Back door. Him one shot. Back door, one shot, bro. Ready, go back door. That's right. Oh, another one back. Dan hitting hill. Hill, one shot, right hill. He's in time. He might not have a trophy. I don't see him. I'm gonna play this. You can stay out left. Hey, you wanna go mid him? Yeah, I'm down. I'm team Modius. Fuck. Yeah. Afro on the dumpster weak. He's challenging off old Dan. Dan, I got Afro dumpster. I'm challenging. Dan's on old and one's back right. Back right. Oh, that. Nice. I'm rotating. I'm going. I'm going. Spawning ATS, okay? Yeah. Listen, I'm going left. On. I'm back. New Joe dead. I'm just spawning there. Second. Nice, missing one. I have left one. I down. Spawning marker. Maybe parking or top side. Back to my. I'm dead. Listen, one low shop. Maybe two low shop. I'm pitching your BSD. Ali, ghosty. I spawned behind him. One spawn restaurant. Hey, I'm behind him. Ghosty. Dan's back left. Weak. Back killed me. Back right, man. No, we went back left. He's on the white spot. Alright, check that. I spawned that red. And I shot mid door. Shot mid alley on us. Spawning the back still. Hand me to the left of it. One top, I got stunned. One stop, I got stunned. He's just chilling out. Right here. I'm still spawning out back left. Yeah, I'm gonna picture mid.
And Atlanta FaZe had great comms to at least find that break over towards P3. They weren't able to do it in their very first matchup, but with all that comms that was happening, the chaos that was brewing, Thieves have been able to handle every single ounce of it. Even with the spawns going all scattered around the map, they were able to find all the kills and now put themselves up by a nice little 20-point lead.
Still framing up to be a hot ending here as FaZe will still break past the double sentry mark. Good 1v1 win for the scrap. As Simple keep his life, it actually forces Joe to kind of collect the kill, and that will again kind of keep Thieves a bit at bay from getting over to Hotel quickly. Draza playing backside P2. Head seat, Cammy has to force the gunfight.
Big win.
Down. Now there's numbers for Thieves. Celium up top on vending, only gets one, and there's the break. A chance for Thieves to win the game here.
And look at those spawns for Atlanta FaZe. They're so far away from this hill. You have to invest your tax. You have to throw everything you can to try to get on in. Sim starts it off with that first kill. Just to have Ghosty in a great position to watch anybody on the jump out. Unfortunately, does not win the gunfight. And all of Atlanta FaZe just bum rush through the door, find every single kill in the feed, and they're going to be able to take the lead right on back. This is going to be a photo finish, Alan.
Decision time right here for Thieves. How hard do you want to make life for Atlanta FaZe on the exit from this fifth hill versus setting yourself up convincingly around P1? The option will be the latter. Lots of control towards the top side of those top buildings, and in particular, over the top of rubble. 239, 228. Thieves will get into the hard point immediately, but the kills just simply are not there. Abiz is able to just dive right in, almost finds a second. Ghosty able to take down two as the cruise missile gets called in, but Simp, the last one left alive. Who's gonna be able to challenge? Thieves have to go. Cuts from both sides. Abiz picks up one. Now it's just down to can anyone touch. Afro gets into the hard point. Simp just finesses, and his teammates will get the job done for him. Oh, it was back and forth for what felt like forever, but FaZe critical in a couple of breaks get them through map one.
What was their score line 2 days ago in this hard point? Was it like 250 to 238? Or
250, 238, yep.
That's insane. They almost did the same exact thing on this map right here versus LA, but they were able to clutch up on the very end. 250 to 230 is the ending score. It was such a back and forth game. LA, what they did great was dominate that P1 hard point. Usually when you're dominating a single hill on a map, you're going to find a lot of success. You probably walk away with the W, but Atlanta FaZe, they already played Karachi hardpoint as a team. They knew where they needed to make adjustments, and that was at that P3. They get a couple breaks there to get some good time. They keep the rest of the game scrappy, and when it came down to it the most, the one break that they needed in towards Ticket, they find all the kills at the right time. Get the kills, eventually rotate over towards P1, and then you allow your SMGs to just slay around in that little box. Atlanta FaZe, once again, clutched up to take map number one.
And once again, it's this guy who continues to be a problem in all of these mixy moments. I mean, in that particular instance, just call it what it is. That's a 1v3 essentially for Simp. He's just finessing his life for what feels like forever, and as soon as you think Thieves are about to secure a break, all of a sudden, the guy who's supposed to be playing the hill has to go try to chase down Simp, and it's just so difficult to do that. On top of it, Abizi kind of doing the same thing a number of different moments. It just feels like this sub-duo for FaZe can be so difficult, not just to find, but let alone lock down, even with numbers favoring you. And that all told, I mean, again, I feel like Thieves actually played the map pretty darn well.
They did.
Things kind of considered. I mean, I kind of go back to that second P2. They don't really get a look at it. And there's a moment in there where it's like, if you're going to do it, you have to do it now or give it up. And they do kind of lose a handful of lives, but they make the right choice of giving up on the hill and backing up for a good time on the third. It just came down to the simple point of they couldn't find as reliant breaks as FaZe were able to do. So a tight one, but a good one there for FaZe, kind of continuing to show that that skill that they've had for years is only heightened when you add a couple extra points of health in the pool.
And the crazy thing is, Alan, this is only their second match. Like, we have a core 3 who's played together, but you're adding Draza into the lineup. So there's some new team tendencies that you need to start to focus on. When we went into a listening with them, I was really thrown off guard by like the lack of communication that there was. It was just like minimal talks. All right, I'm going to work this left side. I'm going to do this. Abizi didn't talk for the first 10 seconds we were in the comp, and I thought something was definitely wrong. But Atlanta FaZe, they know what it's like to be in this form, especially in the beginning of the game. Everyone's trying to learn, but these guys are just a little bit of a step ahead when you have players like Abizi and players like Slim that even when your teammates go 3 down, they somehow are able to still make a play to keep your team in it. That's that championship mindset. That's why these guys are some of the best COD players to ever play the game.
And I think the thing generally, just looking at this Atlanta FaZe team as the year goes on, is the quick evaluation of how does Draza amplify this team, because that has to be the intention. And when you look at their respawn from last year, they were second in overall team KD in hardpoint with a 1.06. They were tied for first in overall team KD in control with a 1.08, but all that extra killing presence didn't necessarily result in towards map wins. They were 6th in hardpoint win percentage and 7th in control win percentage. So that's where I'm looking at, is can Draza make more objective play happen for this team, turning those kills into more resounding wins. So that's, I think, another key moment to kind of keep an eye on, no matter if we go just 3 or if we go 4 here for this respawn elements of FaZe, because we know they're going to bring in Search, and that's an easy segue for us because they showed it in their first match, and I think the expectations going back to an invasion here, Jay, is that it will likely occur again.
Yeah, it definitely will occur again, because if you're Atlanta FaZe, it worked out pretty perfectly your first time you played this map, and it was all in the back of Simp. You see his stat line, 2.4 versus Boston, all the way into game 5, 12 and 5. He even had an insane ace one round where he just pops a smoke grenade, runs through it like he's Batman, and somehow comes out on top in every single engagement. Right now, you were talking about the difference between with Draza on the lineup to with Slasher was on the slide, but I feel like with Draza on this lineup, Simp has now been able to just free roam. Like, just go out and be you, Chris. Just go out and do what you do best. I will pick up all the slack, and so far into this year, he's been that guy.
Hard to agree with it. It will be FaZe starting off this invasion Search on the offense. Thieves getting a little frisky up towards A lane. Back up. Ghosty in a little bit of trouble. Dance with the devil, and he comes out on top. At least enough to stay alive. Nade's helping kind of cover him, but a significant lack of information on who was here, I think, is probably the biggest question mark here now for Thieves.
Yeah, they're just trying to figure out, because usually on this map, you try to play off that cross, but so many teams have just been crossing back. So you want to play in the default setup, and it's usually around holding down courtyard, having one player over towards B, saving your attacks for the retake. But it's going to be Afro winning a huge one-on-one through the map, finding that first blood onto Abizi, which is the first blood king, and then it leads to Cammy finding a second, a 4v2 now.
Tough situation here for FaZe. Not a lot of utility left to play with. Just got to do this the old-fashioned way. Celium kicks us off for an opener. Now to a 2v3. Simp trying to hunt down Afro. Help is on the way, and, well, help is not needed. Afro takes him in the pistol fight, and now it's just down to Cell. And Afro will find him just over the top of the door frame. So good opening defense here for Thieves. Looked a little mixy for a moment there. Ghosty was in trouble, but everything works out just fine.
Yeah, I got a little scary when Simp was able to just push right out of Cafe, right through the door. Like, you did not lose sight of him once, and he was just running at you at the tank. But just good work right there from LA to hold down those power positions, find the first blood from Joe to seize onto Abizi, and then everything else after that was just a chain reaction. As LA are able to take the first round, Afro finds 3.
This opening spam becoming very popular, especially after, well, we watched the Search and Destroy got Clay off of the get-go late into their search. Double hit right in towards A, and oh, how about it? Little stun check leads to Afro doubling out, and that's enough for Thieves to take full control of the defensive side of the map. Simp is trying to hold on, and you would think that with that little bit of presence learned about Celium's position, that this should lead to a plant, but they're still waiting to see if they can catch Simp out on the flank.
Yeah, they just don't want that guy to make a play. They know that one player is A Street, and Simp is slowly working this flank. Can we try to find a timing? But no, they're just going to commit towards the bomb plant. Now it's going to be a 3v2, left up to Simp and Celium to try to complete this retake. And everyone's just stacked in towards the cafe, having a nice little coffee and a bagel, probably, Alan.
I would assume. Play the numbers. Don't get pieced. Step 1 down. Celium's out of the picture. Just down to Simp.
Oh, Lord.
Gets one for free. Still has the smoke. And he's got both weapons, but the quick chow comes out and the trade is in. Enough for Thieves to, again, look pretty solid here in the opener. Can't lie. I love the idea of that opening offense. Just get aggressive. Throw all your utility into that back freezer and just hit it with 3 members. End up finding a 2-piece.
That's another tone-setting round right there, Alan. From the Thieves, they know that trophy system still probably are not earned on the side of Atlanta, but we're not going to put that pressure over towards B. Right now, our SMG is firing on all cylinders. Afro, he was 0-4 in opening duels in his last matchup. So far, 2-0 and already earns himself a cruise missile. So what else can LAT do now that they have trophy system in their back pocket? How do Atlanta FaZe try to attack?
Cheeky angles here. You got Cammy watching the long side of the lane. Afro just off to the side. And he has had an absolute blazer to start. 6-0. Cruise missile already been earned. Ghosty responsible for mid-map. Well, he saw a couple, but gets punished for maybe over-peaking. Beezy with the first. Cammy able to help get Afro back towards safety. Good reposition here for Thieves now into a 3v3.
We still have a lot of information that the pressure's potentially coming over towards B side as well. Only 45 seconds left. Potential Ollie fight going on across the map, but Draz is able to take down Cammy. Do they have this information, though, that Afro is still on this site because he could be the playmaker?
So Draza.
Did see Draza on the cross. Freebie comes through, but the trades are in, and on the opposite side of the map, the follow-up kill was also there for FaZe.
Holy
so,
shit.
yeah, initially, it's one of those things that initial smoke for Thieves allows them to kind of double stack with ARs towards B, but as soon as Chaos starts to come through mid, it's nice to get Afro back, but still the kills come through and FaZe take advantage.
Yeah, it just came down to a BZ finding that first kill onto Ghosty. Then you force the players on LA to reposition a little bit, have a little bit more assistance over towards B, and then once they take down Cammy, just both isolating those individuals on the opposite side. Eventually leads to a round win for Atlanta FaZe, but back on the defense they go. A couple crossfire shots coming in from BZ, able to get him one shot. The opponent is able to stay alive, and back to the default setup we go. One player just watching us cross over towards B, everyone else stacking towards A.
This is an interesting setup, though, for FaZe. It's particular over towards their B defense. Cell watching deep. Everyone's got a player on buildings because this cruise missile does get called in. No one out and able to be converted on, but it does at least open up space here towards construction. Now, how do you retake this if you're FaZe? Do you play off the cut? Do you take a long flank around the back? Maybe a little bit of both? Bomb planted. And here we go. Two members for Thieves staying right on top of the site. Everyone else just watching the pinch or watching that flank. And FaZes have not found an entry anywhere yet, trying to force it from the front. Good stuns come through. Cammy takes the double, and the flank also watched perfectly.
They were trying to hit that wall bang, bro.
That's just too easy of a round right there. 4 up,
like,
4 down for LA. They invest that cruise missile. You get them to back down from that B site. You know that site is clear. Let's just work the bomb plant, and then beautiful tack usage to slow them down when they were trying to go for that retake. I swear, if MC was going to do this in the very second matchup of the entire season, hit me with an angle I've never even seen before, that would have threw me off guard. But LAT, make that one look easy. Afro, 8-1.
Once again, Joe quickly in towards the lobby. This time expected. Abizi draws a slide chow that together, and Joe has no opportunity to even shoot back. So quick first blood here for FaZe. Still eyes at A. Afro on the cross. Sees the trophy down. Smoke will, for the moment, kind of encompass this cross, but the Semtex actually kind of pushes Simp off for a moment. Ghosty tried to follow up to catch the bomb being planted. Doesn't work out. And now the circumstances become a little bit more dire. 3v2. Cammy deep off the flank, evens the numbers. Simp gets the bomb planted, though. And this post plant will play on the A Street side. This is going to be a tall ask for Thieves to try to retake from here.
Tall task indeed, my friend, but they do have somewhat bomb site control. Can they find a timing? Nope, it's just Simp. He turns the corner right through courtyard. Doesn't let anything fishy happen. He has that SMG, so he's going to apply that pressure while Selim is looking over him. And he's able to find the final 2 kills on the round. It all starts with a BZ finding that first blood again. So it's been 3 first bloods for LA. They've led to 3 wins. 2 first bloods for Atlanta, and they've led to wins. So far it's been a battle of the first blood.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun, I think, through at least this first 2 weeks when we eventually get like all the stats compiled. Like how many times are we going to see first bloods immediately lead towards win condition in the rounds? Because it feels like it's going to be an astronomically high number this year.
Especially with the maps that we had, because some of these maps, you've been playing these, at least me, I was playing these maps 12 years ago, and whenever you got first blood on maps like this, it's usually very difficult to win the round either on defense or offense. So both these teams on full display showing it right here. But still in the 4v4. Great shots from Cammy to get some information. You also get that information from a player pushed in towards Broken as well. And you see the rest of his teammates, they're just all working up that A site.
Love it.
Cammy's
Yep.
just holding 2 players at bay here.
Love it. Great read here from Thieves. You know that Simp is playing with Cell on the B side of the map, so just hit Abizi with numbers over here. But that told, Cammy still drops. Abizi with an MCW almost gets out of dodge. Ghosty would have been there to pick up. Celia mid-cross through courtyard, doesn't quite land fully, but Draza makes good on the damage, and now we're into the 2v2. Afro off the regen. Trying to make his way around the backside of Atlanta, but Cell is tucked in the corner, is watching it. Oh my. Leaves it all down to Joey D.
Bitch.
Can he find a way to work his way over? No, not going to happen. Try to play to kind of cross things up in Atlanta FaZe, not to be fooled. Make a good move to kind of collect themselves after initially what looked to be great intel from Cammy on where exactly Simp and Celium were playing the map.
Yeah, LAT, they were perfectly set up. You had Cammy holding 2 players at bay over towards Broken Side. And then you also had 3 players working up the A street, but you see it all collapse. Cammy gets soloed out by Simp. Once he drops, a smoke grenade actually bounces off of a sign instead of going up the deep street, so they can no longer take that side of the map. And Atlanta FaZe, they just capitalize on everything right there to tie the game up at 3.
Well, here we go. Proactive call here from Thieves. Triple stack over towards B and beyond it. Simp, the bomb carry, is a bit isolated, and I think he's very aware that I'm in trouble here. Yeah, good backup. Whether he knew it or not, it's the right call. Kind of leaves Ghosty a bit isolated over towards the A side of the map defensively for Thieves. And FaZe will put a little bit of pressure on the bottom side of the map. Nearby is Joe Deceives. A little bit of noise from Draza on the opposite side of the map, and here comes the play for Simp. Smoke is out. Trying to maybe bait out defensive nades, but none actually come through here. So quick rotation from FaZe with that smoke cover. Joe Deceives able to find the first. Gets away with his life, just barely. FaZe still on the hunt.
No way,
and
he
once
got him
again,
again.
Gets caught trying to play through mid-tank. We go 3v3 with 33 in the clock.
And once they find that kill on towards mid-tank, it's time to put that bomb down. They're not going to
corner's
push up the street.
brutal,
That'd be some
man.
insane timing, so it's going to be a 3v2. All left up to Ghosty and Joe Deceives. A big kill will be taking down Simp, so he doesn't earn that cruise missile, but he's able to finesse with his life, sets up his duo in a BZ. Now it's a 1v3 for Joe.
Gets the first, but no exit. Wow. I mean, Simp was less than a bullet. You find that kill, things become very different in terms of how do you retake that for Thieves. But I love the call from FaZe. I don't know, again, if it's fully committed where Simp knows that there is a heavy stack of defense towards Thieves on the B side of the map, but they kind of put a little bit of pressure on A. They smoke it to cause maybe a bit of doubt for Thieves, and then they re-wrap back over trying to catch them on rotation. It works out pretty nicely.
Yeah, that was perfect play right there from Atlanta FaZe. I'm pretty sure it was Simp also watching that crossover towards B site. So
yeah.
at least gain some information. Multiple players on this side. Let's slowly work it. Let's try to rotate back. But once they took that mid-tank control with the BZ finding that kill, it was an easy bomb plant, which led to an easy round win. Atlanta FaZe back on top 4-3 on the defensive end. But this time they switched up their defensive setup. Not 3 towards courtyard. We're actually going to have 2 players playing over towards B again.
And Abizi is a little bit left alone here outside of Draza watching his right, so any contact through this closet would have to be, you would assume, a 1-for-1 at best for Abizi. Thieves taking their time, feeling out the middle of the map with nades. Nothing going to connect, though. Is that enough for Thieves to make a commitment call? And yeah, it looks like the smoke will allow them to try to push right in towards mid-tank. Cell scouts a little bit of this, though. A couple of tags, pushes back Joe. But still, it's really on to Abizi, and there's the contact. Good 1-for-1 battle. Has Afro backside of the doors, and oh my goodness, Abizi just pushes through that? So now it's a 4v3 with 22 seconds. He's off the regen. Ghosty knows he's got to try to make this happen, and you're just not going to beat Abizi with a rival in hand, and that will likely be the round unless Cammy can pull something off, but not going to happen. That is unreal.
Yeah, just too much time wasted right there from LA. You get the smoke invested in towards the middle tank. You're thinking, since no one's playing on that, they probably are playing towards the site, but Joe Deceives is not too sharp with those shoulders. He gives the first kill to Abizi, and then you allow Abizi to pick up a rival in a close quarter engagement. Yeah, he's able to find another kill and eventually shuts down the whole push from LA, which is now going to put Atlanta FaZe at game point. You do have Celium also on a 4 streak, but this time it's going to be 3 players straight up towards B. They're watching that cross as well. They might full send this one.
Yeah, nades do at least get a little bit of information on a trophy system that's placed over towards B. That slows things down a touch. And then how about this play from Thieves? Aggressive through A street. Ghosty gets one of the cross, and then Joe Deceives around the back on the pinch takes care of another. So now it's just kind of a where's Waldo for Thieves, trying to find the last couple of players. Simp nowhere to go, and a quick tempo change gets Thieves another round.
That's good right there from LA, because you don't allow Atlanta FaZe to slowly work you again. You take the map to them. You don't allow them to go towards B side, slowly wrap their way back in towards red. No, you apply the pressure in towards Mannequin. You find the first blood, eventually find the second as well, and then just full on collapse. Simp knew he had no chance in that 1v4. He usually tries to clutch it, but 1v4 on that situation, in that position, yeah, I'll just jump out. We'll take the round loss.
Thieves stacked up over towards A off the get-go. This time Simp will be playing in the corner at construction. Selly watching over the top of him, and once again that same duo setup between Draza and Abizi over the middle of the map and over towards A Street. And Abizi with the MCW does catch one through mid connector. Joe Deceives trying to work his way over, but once more, player in the corner, able to at least keep this defense pressed. And it's just up to Afro. He's got Sullivan on an absolute nasty heady. Still finds a lot of them, but not enough. And the kill comes through.
God damn it,
FaZe.
boys.
I mean, moments where they, I'm sure, were sweating at times, but it's just, when you put these guys up into a corner, it just feels like they hit back so darn hard. And that was kind of the key in a couple of mid rounds for Atlanta FaZe taking the map win.
Yeah, those early couple of rounds, they just couldn't shut down Afro. Like, he earned a cruise missile pretty easy, was like 8-0 to start the map, but then once they started to stabilize him, once they started to slow down that pressure in towards red and were able to maneuver around the map with the information that they had, they were just slowly starting to pick them apart. And this is what Atlanta FaZe have been doing ever since at least these three core players have been formed. They've always been discussing at Search and Destroy. Draza, he sits at 2-6, but it doesn't even matter. Everyone else is picking up the slack. Abizi with multiple first bloods. He actually finds 4 after getting first blooded 3 times early into the map. He turned it around with that MCW in hand. Him and Simp, the dynamic duo, we know what they're about. That tiny terror squad always causes havoc in Search and Destroy specifically. But eventually it leads to Atlanta FaZe winning the Search and Destroy. And now they're going into an invasion control where they do have at least a rep on it. And in their minds, they choked it versus Boston. So I'm excited to see what they come out, what kind of adjustments they have going into this game 3.
It's kind of the story of this map series layout for Atlanta in particular. First 3 maps are all 3 maps that they have already played. But the good news for all you Thieves fans out there is that Invasion Control looked chef's kiss yesterday. Can they find a way to keep that energy going and send us to at least a 4th map? We've had a day full of game 5s, but it would have to be another reverse sweep precipice if we were to get there again. See how things go. Invasion Control coming up on the backside of the break.
Man. What games? What fucking games? Should be nutty. back.
Upgrade your game with the Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL. Start the season strong with the Call of Duty League pack. Grab yourself the CDL operator, weapon blueprint, and so much more. Check out the Call of Duty store in-game now.
In-game now.
Welcome back. For the third time today, we have a 2-0 map count, but don't let that deceive you because we've had map 5s all day. So we'll see what will occur here as we head into an evasion control. Atlanta currently up 2-0. And interesting, just before we get into this, my boy Turtle on Twitter said First Blood win percentage, Jay, is currently at 80% compared to 72% in each of the last 3 years of Modern Warfare 2, Vanguard, and Cold War. So small sample size, but First Blood win percentage in Search is still looking pretty good.
Get First Blood, baby. It's going to lead to some W's. And so far, this game has shown us, and that allows Atlanta FaZe to now put themselves up 2-0 in the series on the back of the First Blood by aBeZy, and are in complete control of this series to potentially close it out 3-0. What side are they starting off first? You see aBeZy, he's smiling from cheek to cheek. They're going to be on defense. All they have to do is simply shut down this early aggression from LA over towards A, because they found a lot of success the last go-around that they played this map.
Oh, good opening double here from Ghosty. aBeZy able to at least keep this at least somewhat restrained in terms of how many members of the Thieves could get to A, but end all be all is Thieves find their way onto A. We really gave them a lot of credit when they played their opening matchup on this map to be able to kind of creatively find a way to capture A quickly. This time it's met with a bit more resistance though. Only a little bit of progress at A gets earned off the respawn. Thieves will find themselves spawning very close over towards B, and Simp can't quite catch the timing to stop this. So 59 seconds is where the clock will stop. Couple members on, but Draz's nade takes both off. And that really resets things for Thieves pretty completely.
Yeah, there's just no trophies yet in the game, so the nades are going to be very impactful over towards this B point. With only 47 seconds left. Ooh. LA, they're able to stop the time for now. You also have Selim. He usually works up that left street to shot up the spawn trap, but he actually rotates back towards his teammate to try to help take him off of this B point. First segment already going to be done.
Ooh.
The pistol is in. 2 players now dropping.
Let's go.
This can get scary if you are LA.
I don't like
gunfights, so you will get put in that trap.
But they're
4 in a row for Cell.
They're fucking good.
In a good spot to possibly try to earn himself up closer towards this missile, and over the top almost. I mean, if he wins that versus Cammy, just toss the PC out the window. That'd be unreal. Ghosty for 2, though, still keeps things in contest. Lives becoming a bit of an issue here, though. Same could be said about the clock. 30 seconds to play with. Thieves still down a handful of lives, and Cell does eventually collect the 6th kill for the Cruise. aBeZy following up, and it looks like FaZe are just going to full send this thing forward and make sure this round stops here. Something to be said about that, though, as, well, Ghosty at least able to allow a little bit of extra damage for the extra 60 to get onto the clock. And we have a 5-life advantage as FaZe take their defense over towards A.
Yeah, you would take that, though, if you are Atlanta. You get a cruise missile now in the back pocket of Celium. You have the map control with Simp all the way pushed up towards the left street. So all it comes down to is just winning a couple gunfights out of your base, and they're doing a great job of doing so. As Celium and Draza combined for 2, you're forcing LA to completely overextend every single time through that street, because they do not want to rotate back and try to fight out Simp, but it's actually going to be 2 players trying to locate where he is, trying to find a different angle to take him down.
Yeah, it's kind of playing the war on 2 fronts here, though. Thieves kind of sending a couple of members on the flank, while also just keeping only 2 members reserved to dealing with Simp, and neither of these actions are going to work out all that well. Ghosty does win a key 1v1, but can't really do much else before the regen has to come through. Simp eventually gets taken out of position, but the damage has been dealt. 4 lives left here for Thieves, 30 seconds on the clock, and after a very heavy scuffle over towards the B zone, FaZe will likely determine the outcome of this round, although don't hold that yet. Still a chance maybe for Ghosty to get in and stall this a little while longer, but for him to go 1v9 and capture, Yeah, that would be pretty unreal and not going to work out.
Yeah,
FaZe
it's not
comfortable in the
gonna
first defense.
Yeah, FaZe shut down that first push over towards A. Even though they give up B, they earn themselves a cruise missile. And they just completely outslaying that round number 1. But you saw at the very end right there with Ghosty finding those couple of kills, he also was able to pick up a cruise missile as well. So that could be crucial going into the later half of this game. And now it's for Atlanta FaZe to see if they can make the adjustments on their attacking rounds. Do they try to apply that pressure early on over towards A? Nope. They're just going to think about that B point, get that one out the way, and just hold down this A street to not allow their teammates to get pinched.
Still a chance, though, for Selim to watch this rotation from these defenders at A. All of it funneled right towards Draza's direction as Afro just waits to see if he can get any contact over the top of this B zone. Problem here is a couple of the kills may allow actually FaZe to give up on B and just quickly rotate in. Yeah, it's just essentially kind of a bait and switch, right? I mean, it's just, hey, look at me, I'm on the B zone, but all the action is actually geared towards winning mid-map and then quickly getting on towards the A point. First tick of progress locked. Second potentially on the way as there's still 2 members in the form of Draza and Selim. Simp still trying to help out through the middle of the map. Ghosty tagged a touch, held a bit longer. Third tick being worked on. Thieves would have to try to go right now if they want to stop it, and no, not quite able to get there in time. And we have a whopping 2 minutes and 12 seconds on the clock with a life lead here for FaZe on their offense.
Oh, that was just such a perfect rotation from Atlanta. They did not put early pressure on towards A, but their main game plan was we're going to A right off the rip. It might be 15 to 20 seconds delayed, but we get these kills, we're going to be able to capture the point. They're able to do so, and now they're easily rotating over towards B. They probably don't even have to invest the cruise missile as multiple players are already on this point. And this is just a picture-perfect round so far out of Atlanta. 24 to 17 lives remaining. Ghosty, we got to invest this cruise.
Doesn't connect onto anything, but at least gets one more member off the zone for a touch. Still FaZe with all 4 members still surrounding the B point. Thieves still trying to find a way to re-break this in. Joe wants to try to find Simp and Will at low HP, but the second tick of progress is already being worked on. And with this, even secured, but no. Good kills come through at the nick of time, and that will be enough for Thieves to try to push through this zone and hopefully get some depletion done, unless Selim can continue to finesse, which for a moment you thought he might. Cammy follows up with an easy double, and that will be enough for FaZe to get pushed off and Thieves to regain some control at B.
And if I'm Atlanta FaZe, this is potentially a round where I'm deciding to invest that cruise missile. We walk away with this attacking round. We're basically calling map.
Yeah.
The fact that they all drop at the same time, you allow the decap to come in for that second segment. Now the task only gets taller. They have to try to rotate back, try to get out of their spawn, and Afro is able to cut down 2 with some great shots. And now with only 55 seconds left, Atlanta back to square one. How are we going to get out?
A lot of hunt still kind of committed to try to get Afro out of position. Selim doesn't really want to go super far forward. Joe Deceives trying to play over towards the front side of construction. A little hip fire accuracy comes through with the dead silence being popped for BZ. Back and forth, Pinstripe goes the kill feed. 11 plays 12, 30 seconds on the clock. Thieves still trying to push through this B zone to get their defense set aggressively. But while all this is happening, Selim is in the deep part of this flank. Yeah. He would have to find kills, though, immediately if it's going to turn into any possible success for FaZe. First kill comes through. Draza off the connector, looking for Joe, instead finds Ghosty. Turns, Cammy, right there to shut down, confirm the trade. FaZe still working on all fronts of the map. 8 seconds on the clock. Kills will allow FaZe to stop it at 7.3. Regain starts to come through as Cammy commits forward. 2 seconds on the clock. FaZe still finding kills. Can they get out of touch in time? No, Cammy finds the last kill needed to stop them in their tracks, and Thieves will go into a 1-1 Kai.
I thought Selim was going to make the play right there, Alan. He was in the flank position for about 30 seconds. If he was able to find that second kill, probably without getting stunned there, he's able to maneuver a little bit faster, potentially stop that clock. But if you're Atlanta FaZe, you find yourself up by 1 segment. There's a good job to get that 8 point out of the way, but LAT just too strong on the hold. Cammy clutch kill after clutch kill. He ended up ending on a 5 streak, 1 off of earning that cruise missile. But back to the attack they go. Old reliable over towards A.
Double AR set up at range. Selim pushed off that back tank. Cammy also dealing with some damage, and he's 1 off of a missile. He really would love to be able to earn this. Find some extra influence with the resources. Joe Deceives finds an opportunity to get through gas, and that's enough for a double. Thieves not just on the point, they're also controlling mid-map. Afro trying to back up to a safer spot, not quite able to do so. Deceives also taken down, and now it's just the last 2 members for Thieves in the hard point. Second tick being worked on. Cammy not able to get his 6th kill, and the retake is good for FaZe. Plus kills on transition to B. It goes from bad to worse that quickly.
It just can't be that easy. Like, when you have 2 players in towards the point, everyone else just simply has to watch across, but you lose those one-on-one gunfights, everyone drops, you complete at least 1 segment, but now everyone is trapped in towards back ice cream. You have to commit your push over towards this B point, but the BZ with great maneuvering around that rock is able to just finesse his life, still dancing in towards top broken. Joe Deceives is trying to find him. Eventually does not lead to the kill in Atlanta FaZe, but just finessing around with only 25 seconds left. LAT, they got to get a move on it. They got to try to stop this clock.
Now BZ has an opportunity to possibly earn a Christmas of his own, but gets stuck on the staircase, so he gets shut down. 5 life advantage for FaZe, but the offensive Thieves have numbers on. Cammy currently the only one in the point, but more that are nearby. Afro will join him. Ghosty also stacking, but Stellium's got an angle here. Takes care of the first. Every life is a big life here for Thieves. Even if they were to get the extra 60 seconds, and there we go. Deceives able to find himself a double, and that will likely be enough to confirm this point unless Cell wants to try to commit his life in. And that first kill, he may think about this for a second. Wants to go, but no. Simp not quite able to get there in time. Exit kills largely decent, and we'll have a 6 life advantage as FaZe rotate once again over towards this A defense.
And now if you are Atlanta, you just got to hold them off right here because you're down by 3 segments. Just in case it does go to that round number 5.
Dude.
You have Draza in this position, watching that the rotation back. Everyone else trying to push through that B street. Atlanta just have everything cut off. Crossfires galore as a BZ and Celium already combined for 2. Time is starting to dwindle down. A BZ with another. Wasn't he just about to earn a cruise missile? He might do it again, Alan.
Yep, he's on a tear right now, dude. 22 and 15, getting it done with both weapons and seemingly wanting every gunfight that comes his way. Backs off. Draza, the more stable defender, over towards A, able to find Afro, who is trying to get his way in. Trades coming through, and FaZe not displaced really whatsoever, as there's still an opportunity for Selmy to make life difficult off spawn. Abizi just doing what he does best, which is look all directions at once, and there's the missile earned. 18 playing up against 3. It was tight, really, until it wasn't. Hard to say, but for Thieves, that opening break off has not been as successful, and Abizi is beaming across the map.
That's how you know that guy's a good player right there, Alan, because we know him as one of the best SMGs to ever touch the game. But he can pick up literally any gun and still put in work with it. MCW on full display, earns himself a cruise missile. Atlanta now are up 2-1, but they now have 2 cruise missiles to work with, because keep in mind, Selim still has his in his back pocket. So if they decide to invest them both on this attacking round, then that could potentially call a game. But if they also find another successful A push right off the rip, a nice delayed A push, that might call a game right there because of the 2 cruise missiles that they have.
Our team's about to get fucking
it's a similar setup here for FaZe off the break off. Simple go over towards B, gain some attention, and then see if FaZe find kills at mid-map to rotate back over towards A. And here we go again. Similar setup. And Simp nearly gets the turnover towards Cammy to double down. Draza still able to get entry over towards the A zone. Challenge is in from Afro, though, and that will get him out. So clock will continue to tick. Thieves doing a nice job so far. Small life advantage and not giving up too much map control as the defense tries to get off spawn and get more forward.
Yeah, your biggest thing right here, if you are Atlanta FaZe, though, is just taking down this player at B. They just do that, and let's just complete these 3 segments, because we've been able to outslay them the entirety of the map. So we complete these 3, we guarantee ourselves defense. But as they're putting pressure over towards B, you saw all of LA. They're trying to set up pinches, trying to work through the alley. Simp reads the first, but his teammates all the way across the map. Selling is able to continually stop that clock by hopping on that A point, and now everyone is forced to hit that rotation.
Second tick not fully locked, but no one defensively can get over to deplete it, so Simp will step in, make sure that second tick comes through. Now it's both points at the same time. Cell on one side, Simp on the other. Single tick earned over towards A. Finally, the retake comes through as Thieves have made the cognitive decision to chalk over B and get this A defense going. But 2 ticks away from being 0-3'd by FaZe. Have to have it here.
You gotta have it. You gotta have it, but Simp is finessing with that dead silence invested. Just trying to find him an opening, trying to find a way in towards the point, and LA, they're just gonna give it right to him. Can his teammates find a couple kills around the map? Yes, they do. They eliminate that player in the back of their base. Now they have the crosses. Watch, this is where you invest the cruise missiles, make it rain, and put the game to point.
FaZe's focus through mid-map is just absolutely brilliant, and Simp gets that second kill. Are you kidding? Joe does find the trade. And to be fair, it is only a 2-life deficit here for Thieves, but there's still a minute 28 on the clock. And FaZe will have an exit off spawn, so they can set up this next break attempt any way they see fit. Cammy makes at least another kill come through, so Draza taken out of the picture. Cell still holding on to the missile. What point does he want to use this? He's gonna have to wait a little while longer though, because more kills for Thieves in the middle of the map have pretty much one-dimensionalized how FaZe can approach this zone.
Yeah, they just have to find a couple kills around the map to eventually lead to a cruise missile coming in, because Simp now also picked one up. I did not see that. Now they still have 2 to work with, but just the defensive setup right now for LA is just too strong. All the crosses being watched. Cammy slowly working his way through that dark alley to set up a pinch. Just another angle where he can help his teammates give at least some information of where they're trying to plan this attack. Another cruise missile is going to get invested, but is it going to be worth anything?
Simp gets one trade at mid-map. Abizi, long route back to the gas station. Afro at least gets the kill. Joe Deceives has to do something immaculate though inside the zone. Gets the first. Cell now taking the challenge, and Joe puts him out of commission. Second tick is all that will be earned here for FaZe. Ghosty now supplying some support over the top. 15 seconds. FaZe have spent everything trying to get this round 1, and it may end up with nothing to be rewarded with it. Still one last chance. Abizi, kill out of the zone. Can they get here to touch in time? Joe Deceives doubles up, and then Afro finishes off the play. We're going round 5.
And Joe Deceives has made that entire play happen. That whole round was on Joe Deceives. Even when Atlanta FaZe invest that cruise missile, he was able to slip right on by, win the huge one-on-one in towards the 8-point, and then stays alive the whole time and ends on a 5 streak. The young man just made the plays happen to now force this round number 5. But if you are Atlanta FaZe, you got the segments done that you needed to guarantee yourself this defense, and you still have a cruise missile in your back pocket. So everything right now is set up for Atlanta FaZe to close it out on this defense, especially if they shut down that aggressive A push again from LA over towards A.
Same setup. 3 through mid. This time it'll be a little bit more delayed though. This is almost taking a page out of FaZe's book. Cammy's gonna step on towards B, see if maybe he can pull the FaZe defense over, but they're not so quickly fooled by this. Cell and Draza still playing over towards A Street. Kills will come through, and now FaZe, knowing they've cleared off the A Street, can take their defensive focus purely over towards B. Spawns for Thieves. Allow them to try to reinforce quickly. Nades on both sides being exchanged. Cammy from inside the point though. Able to allow not just a kill, but an extra member for Thieves to stop on, and that's going to be enough for a second tick of progress. Third being worked on. Kills coming through. Draza by himself with maybe just a little bit of extra team shots from Abizi will clear things off, and the third tick gets halted.
Third tick gets halted, and now you allow Atlanta FaZe to get pushed up and take a little bit more map control, trying to put LA in this trap towards back ice cream. So they're just slowly working up over towards this B point. They know that they don't have any time to wrap back towards A, because if that gets shut down, that's basically going to be the map. We have to commit over towards B. They're able to stop the clock again. Ghosty with a huge one-on-one versus Draza. Unfortunately, the trade is there from Abizi. Salim is finessing.
We got B.
Was able to take down 2, but that's going to be B done and dusted. 20-20 in lives remaining. A minute 45. Atlanta have to hold on. And they also have a cruise missile in the back pocket just in case it gets a little scary.
Tons of time, tons of lives. You don't have to force something that doesn't look good here if you're Thieves. And currently, they're just kind of set up right here at Broken, seeing if maybe they can catch someone from FaZe trying to overextend and get aggressive on this pinch. Instead, it's Cammy over the top, finds Abizi for free. And I think he has an idea that Selim's also playing backside gas. 3 for 1 goes the exchange. Sells the last one standing in the way. First kill is good. Abizi takes down his teammate, but at least collects the kill onto Joe. Simp calls out the cruise missile, just trying to keep the offense at bay. One member in the form of Afro. Ghosty trying to stay alive, but the cruise missile will actually be denied by Trophy. In the process, though, Afro falls and everything resets. 15 plays 16.
Yeah, that's just a little bit difficult right there for Afro, not the Trophy player, so all the attacks coming in, he gets soloed out, and now the time continues to dwindle. Only a minute left. LA have to try to find the way in. You might have just done it with Cammy's positioning. Slowly working his way up through back gas station. I don't know if Atlanta are going to read his position, but once he gets that kill, they now know where he is. Can his teammates try to find anything around the map? No, they do not. Cammy's the sole man on this side. Stuns and nades come in. He gets shut down, and another successful hold right there out of Atlanta.
Has to be noted as well, Draza had a huge 1v1 in front of all that play at the entrance of the A control point. things could have looked very different for Cammy if he got a little bit of support, but didn't come through. Now time a huge issue. 9 plays 10. 20 seconds on the clock. It's going to be a full wrap around the back, and you can just take a look at the minimap. FaZe are fully prepared for this. Inside of buildings, watching crosses, Cell finding a ton of information, and no one can confirm a kill. Afro does get one around the back, but he would have to do a lot more than that, and no, FaZe will not allow Thieves to break through the street and sit for the final triple, and a 3-0 for Atlanta FaZe over the LA Thieves.
It wasn't the cleanest. You still have a couple things that you need to work on, but you get the job done this time in 3 instead of game 5. Where they needed to make adjustments was on their defense's own invasion control. They won all 3. In the search and destroys, they won the first blood battle. They were hitting a couple rotations and winning that S&D as well. We expect that from them. But even in that map number 1, we saw it in their first matchup. They did not have any success on P3. They find a break in the first map, they find a hold in the first map, and eventually it leads to great time to win the game for them. And the way that they came on and did it,